This is what dreams are made of, chat. It just is. Ping. Enter. Play another. Ping. Enter. Go for the throat that creature out of the way. It's so sick. We're thriving. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be reapproaching Rakdos Lizards now that kind of all the deck lists are out and people have kind of ran through the deck list and they're moving on to other things. I want to reapproach it now that there's been roughly a week or two since I've personally seen another list posted out there in a while, but I obviously don't have every single person followed, so I could be missing one or two. But outside of that, let's go over the kind of beginning cards very quickly, as we probably know what most of these do if you've been in standard for a bit now. And that is cut down, go for the throat as our main removal package. Scales to kind of protect a creature, get lifelink, or give indestructible to creatures that matter. Kaervek, the Punisher, to commit crimes and get more value back from our other cards in our deck. Most of the cards do reside under this kind of restriction, so we get them back pretty easily. And a Sheoldred as the best 4-drop in the game, so obviously we're playing that in here as well, playing 24 lands along with that. And we get onto the Lizard package. The Lizard package, if you're not entirely sure, kind of revolves a lot around just small incremental value in the beginning. It becomes too overwhelming and powerful at the end. We have the Lasher that pings our opponent off of land drops. We have Higher Claw that does it if a Lizard attacks. And then we have Gev that does it if we cast a Lizard. So outside of Vinelasher, we have a kind of a splash card in here, but these kind of ping our opponent quite a bit, and it works out pretty well for us in the future when I kind of discuss what we're going to try out here. And we have Fireglass Mentor. Whenever we deal combat damage or any kind of damage on our second main, we get to exile the top two, pick one, and we can play that card. And then we have Flamecache Gecko, which gives us our most explosive early game plans with this card, which is very, very nice. But what Higher Claw and Gev give us that is very, very interesting whenever it comes to how our deck can be constructed against kind of a deck that wants to slow down is we're going to play Ojer. Now, Ojer is a very cool card because if a red source we control deals damage, it will replace that damage via non-combat damage. It'll replace that damage with its power. So whenever this deals 1, if we play Ojer first and we attack with the Higher Claw, that Higher Claw is going to deal 4 damage instead, which is very, very devastating. And then Gev, if we cast a Lizard, is going to be very, very devastating because now the Ojer is going to deal a lot of damage. And a lot of times, if we have this and on curve, say we've just had to play this removal game against the red decks and stuff like that, we play an Ojer, get through that turn, we can play things where we put a Gev in play and then we cast a Mentor and we just ping our opponent for 4 and then we have a big board in play. Or we cast this and we make them discard, do things like that. So outside of that, this is kind of where we're at. I have a couple cards in the sideboard if you just want to try them out. These are the cards I've been looking at recently, and the Magbane Lizard is very cool. The Battler is also cool. Valley Flamecaller is kind of your direct placement over here. If you don't want to really play Ojer, I definitely get it. Flamecaller might even be better. I just kind of wanted to play it for funsies. And then we have Jasper's Flint, a card I've seen in here a lot, but I'm just kind of opting not to play it right now, even though that might just be wrong because it is a very strong 3-drop, but I've been kind of playing Kaervek in that spot in general. But if you want to cut Ojer and play that card, that would be perfectly fine as well. So outside of that, let's go ahead and hop into the games. I hope you all enjoy them, and if you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. I truly appreciate it. Let's head out there and see if Lizards can actually keep up its reputation of being a pretty solid deck, at least for now. We go first. I mean, I guess I keep here, right? I mean, I guess I keep here. I am 100% keeping here. And then we just go get a red source off this, but we don't let our opponent know. Because we're sneaky like that, chat. We're sneaky. Red. Black. This one. Now, they can obviously kill this if they'd like. I'd be a little upset about it. They choose not to. If they play a haster and pump it, I'm not stopping it. We have way too good of a hand here. Chat. This is what dreams are made of, chat. It just is. Ping. Enter. Play another. Ping. Enter. Go for the throat that creature out of the way. It's so sick. We're thriving. Well, I mean, you sick? And now, like, even targeting Gev is kind of. Woo! I didn't even know much. We like nothing happened. It just was sick enough that we won the game. That was gross. I don't quite have a lizard, but I do have removal, and sometimes in best of one, this is like enough. Let's play in land and let's pass. Yeah, right here might be a situation where it's just enough. The card is going to be devastating for them is this card, Scales. As long as, obviously, there are caveats to this. I need to not just draw only lands, because sometimes that happens in matchups like this. And this is being maybe one of them. But here, I think I go ahead and force them to discard a card. Not the strongest card of all time, but I will just force them to discard. And now if they kill this, then they also have to discard. So it's 2 for 1 them just now. Like, I'll take that anytime against this deck. I think they thought I was going to get to look at their hand. I do not. They get rid of a Monstrous Rage. That means they have a second one that we have to worry about. 3rd land drop. And here we are. Roll back what I just said about how we lose this matchup. He says, well, you have a pretty heavy hand. Well, I mean, I guess they're also hitting lands, so I don't have too much to talk about. Ace, whenever a player casts a second spell, deals some damage, sure. We're gonna do some sneaky arena stuff here. We're gonna crack this. We're gonna grab this mountain. We're gonna pass here. Nothing happened, so we just do this now. We're gonna cast a second spell here. That goes away. I guess I can now Vinelasher, I suppose. And then double ping here. To be fair, having all this mana does make Vinelasher pretty good. And if we also top deck the kind of splash card we're playing in this deck, we're going to be very happy considering these will deal 4 apiece. We have Raptor with haste. Alright, my opponent's playing an interesting deck. I'm going to allow this 4 to happen. Again, we're kind of in a race in this matchup. My turn. Kaervek, huh? I messed that up a little. But I can technically still do it next turn. But I can also give this lifelink an indestructible and then block the Raptor. Second Raptor, sure. When it deals combat damage to opponent, it deals that much damage to that player, whatever. This isn't the gain life one, right? I don't think so. Sure. In here. I'll block this one because I can. Gonna show me another Monstrous Rage. On a creature that already has trample. Or, alright, well, they're out of mana now. So I'll kind of negate this in a way. I guess it does, sorta, right? Because, like, I gain all the life back. I gain all the life back. I just blurred every single one of those words together. And I guess here, because that does have trample, like, I think the idea is I should just go ahead and attack. Put them in 9. If they Witchstalker Frenzy this, like, be my guess, I suppose. Now they're down pretty low. I probably punted the turn before because I was able to play Kaervek, play land, and then they would have got pinged, which commits a crime, and then Kaervek couldn't go for the 3rd of the creature, and I still had the protection spell in hand. Interesting place to play that. I probably would have done it with this Raptor. Here's a decision. I guess any draw wins me the game, so I don't care. They have to pump this. And, like, it's not like this thing doesn't have to block. Like, it has to block my Sheoldred. So I don't know if they're really getting through this turn. Or it's getting through to them anyway. So there's 4 damage. Like, alright. It works, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 9. We ping our opponent. We commit our crime. We then go for the throat, taking 2 damage. We're moving this thing out of our way. And then we attack out. No need to commit another thing here. It's enough for lethal regardless. And then we attack it down to 0. The thing I would have grabbed here would have been the scales, just to pump my creature a little bit more. If I wanted to be super serious about it, I would just Thought-Stalker, and then it would target them again, and then I would be able to then do that after. But because it's lethal and they're tapped out, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. This is a really good hand. We start off with the Vinelasher, and then we lead into play second land, trigger the Vinelasher, shoot our opponent, cast a Gecko, Hired Claw, cut down their 1-drop that they put in our way. Hopefully, kind of the idea. Look at these wiggly boys. Boros it is. Because of that, I'm actually going to go Hired Claw this time, just to see potentially what's happening. Because most likely I'm going to want to kick this. This is kind of where my thought process is at. If there's so many Boros like control decks now, it's kind of annoying because they're just playing Brother Sit-ins and things like that and temporary lockdowns, which really puts us through the ringer. So it's kind of just tough in general. But if you want a Lightning Helix, just go for it, my guy. Like, I'm not going to stop you. Okay, thank you. I would like to play my land. I'd like to move to combat. I'd like to attack here. You have anything going on? No? Oh boy. We'll play here. And with the mana, because I don't want to waste the mana, I'm going to activate here, and I'm going to let Cut Down go. If they happen to be like a Boros deck or something, then sure, you got me. But if so. But I've ran into so much Boros control as of late, just like playing kind of passively. Yep, there it is. Or Jeskai control. But it's been a weird experience. I don't know if this is mono red aggro or Boros aggro with mice, and they just haven't had anything, but I doubt it. What you got for me, dude? Let me hit you again with this 1-2. No. Yes. Game action, please. Just like, oh, is this bunnies? And this is just how they've been playing it thus far? Kind of gangster. Put a 1-1 on hired. Activate only if opponent lost life this turn. I guess it survives if they do that. I guess I'm going to play this and opt to... I'll opt a trade, I guess. Offer a trade. For the combat attack. But they have to double block in order to get this. Or they can chump block like that, of course. Like I said, I'm perfectly fine offering a trade. Cut down, and I don't have a black land. Oh, it's so frustrating, dude. Oh, what? Oh man, that's annoying. I guess I should have played the mountain instead there. I kind of just I didn't really think about that I would have potentially cut down in my hand or as a hit. That's tough. I wouldn't always say, like, I would never say, like, oh yeah, this is guaranteed to do it this way first, because, like, why would you not? And it's like, whatever. Obviously no blocks here. Not really a point to doing that. I think with this, I play, I think I play Vinelasher, play land, ping my opponent, and then go from there. Like, don't even commit. Especially now that I kind of found out that they're a bunnies deck instead. So I play land. I have this ping my opponent instead. Then now I pass turn, or pass combat at least. I grab this Hired Claw. I play Hired Claw. I just play this Gev now. Then we can cast this next turn before we ever go to combat or anything like that, and kind of look at my opponent's hand, see what's going on. But we'll kind of see, depending on what they are. Lashite, whenever it becomes target spell or ability you control, this does do that. I love when equipment attaches to a Nadu. That's modern, by the way. It's a very gross situation happening. I think I can play the Thought-Stalker. I guess they don't get pumped permanently like I thought they did. I thought these were the other ones. I think it's the green one. Is that the green bunny? It's like if you target this creature, put a counter on another creature. So this isn't like near as devastating, of course. We'll see. Now let's make that large. They all get pumped again. I mean, what am I looking at here? Am I looking at indestructible or something? Power 3 or greater, so this can't block here. I can block this GT creature. I have a land to play to trigger this regardless. I also get to attack for this now, so it's not like this isn't going to get the hit. So I guess I just block here. Like, Gev's obviously good, but I don't think it's so good that I can't afford to move through that turn. Now they can untap their land and play this mouse, which is interesting. Or they can do it and re-equip, but we'll see. Mouse is a 2/1 itself, so I can attack with this and then block if needed. See? Let's make the call, big dog. Thank you. All right, well, now I'm conflicted. Sheoldred's pretty good. Yeah. This one, I guess. Trigger this for free. Like, it's going to kind of trigger anyway off of a land drop, so we'll see what happens here. If they block, I take it. I don't think they will, because I can just pump this. It seems like a bad block in my mind. I'm just looking to hopefully find, like, a value card here. Even a cut down works, because now I have Cavern. I'll just name Phyrexian instead of Lizard, which is a weird thing to have to do sometimes. If I had additional mana, I would opt for the Thought-Stalker, but I'm going to go for this. Play this as land per turn, ping my opponent, and then I'm going to put a Sheoldred the Gathering card into play, which is pretty tough in general to get around. The 5 toughness being huge. Obviously, they could play Get Lost in the stack, or like this mouse right here, but it is a sorcery, putting, like, I can't block if that's the case. But I can't block with my smaller creatures. Then I can look to have this bring back like a Hired Claw, for example. Or like if I have to sack my Vinelasher, I can sack this and bring it back. And I can re-put it back in play this land named Lizard, and then ping a thing because it's 1, 2, 3. Play that, play this. I guess I'd be a mana short. And put it on the small one. Sure. Makes sense to me. It'll be kind of tough to not have like Sheoldred not block almost. They're looking to do a lot of pumping here with the GTs, or with GT in general. It's up to a 4/1. So with my plan, if I don't have to block with Sheoldred, I'm not going to. Block here. I guess it's so hard for this not to need block. I guess I can just block out. Like, sure, if you monster rage me, you monster rage me, but that's going to go into getting Sheoldred off the board. And I can still not bring it back with this. Because this isn't any creature. It's not a Takenuma now brick. Come on. We'll see. Yeah, there's the monster rage. I was afraid of being dead to like something like a monster rage. Kind of why I was like, I'm going to go ahead and try to trade the whole board off. Or like, for example, like double monster rage or something goofy like that. I can sack this. I think I'm going for the last card in hand. Do I have to pick? If the opponent lost life this turn, you choose a non-land card from it, and if they discard that card, otherwise they discard a card. I think they are forced to discard regardless, so it's just a black, so that's fine. I'm just gonna play it this way either way, because it still gets their last card. I don't care if I have to look at their hand or not, right? That's not what I really need to deal with. They are on that mouse. Nice. Combat. We'll move the combat and attack with this. They could bring this up, pay this, untap a land, equip the GT. Next turn is something they can do. We'll go on Lizard here. We'll pass. But that will take their entire turn just to attack me for a bit. And then I'll look to bring back the Fireglass Mentor here, I think. I do have a land. I guess I can kind of do the math and see if they're dead if I bring that back, offspring it, and then play a land. I think we're going to see what I talked about, where they activate the GT. Maybe not. Monster Strays doesn't kill me here. So I guess I just opt for... I opt to just let it hit me. Monster Strays is +3 here. I kind of try to just look to see if the math makes sense for me to win the other way. Tap target lands, sure, I guess. Might of the Meek. 1-0 draw a card. Or no 1-0, just draw a card. Sure. Have a land here now. Okay. I almost went past my turn. I want to bring back Gev. It's just not the better card here. I guess I get to trigger this one for free, right? So I just grab this back. I think there's no world in which I don't. Black here, just in case of what we could draw. I play this land. I go to combat. I attack. We ping. I could put more mana in, but obviously off this I should wait. We'll play a second Hired Claw. We'll get it in now, and then I'll go ahead and play this, and now we're kind of sitting pretty. We have a couple of blockers. This isn't necessarily ever going to have trampled now unless they find another spell, in which I'm going to block with this. The only thing is I don't think they'll ever have to take a damage unless they use this Battlefield Forge, which could work in my favor. I think my Hired Claw guaranteed is blocking at the very minimum. We just have to make sure we do the math on whether that puts me dead or not. Alright, well that kind of puts me not dead. They can bring up the land, but they're going to do that as a blocker, that's for sure. They take 2 automatically, and I have a menace creature, and I also have a lot going on, so I guess it should just be an all-out attack as long as that works, but these I can double pump. And I can pump them as much as I want, so I have 6 mana in play, so it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, I'm good here. Ooh, can't keep this one. Now with my opponent going first, I can't. We keep here. I guess I let A go for the throat go. If it's a slower deck, I'm going to obviously want my creatures. You have a pretty solid choice here. You can kind of swing back and forth. Talk with your Mosswood. Let me get my creature down first. Caustic Bronco is kind of tragic, huh? Well, with that play, to some extent, I kind of just want to play my Gev and let them get value regardless, which does suck. But because of the way this will work, I can then cast my Gecko, ping my opponent, get the mana, and then go for the throat something, or even go for a Kaervek if needed. But it looks like I'm losing Gecko, which then it pings them for 2. But now I'm probably looking to just Kaervek. Take 3. I'm going for that instead, that's for sure. Well, I guess with that even said, right, I should just play this guy. If I had another land in hand, I would have probably played Kaervek there, forced him to maybe remove that. I see most likely it's going to be a Glissa play, saddle this up, attack, offer the trade, ping me for 4 because they'll rip a Sheoldred or something. No! A second legendary creature, why not? But we have good plays here. I'm not too worried they miss. Land's good. I think. So I fall just short, right? Yeah. Now it's like, should I hold the land? I'm not sure. So I play Gecko. They get pinged for 1, of course. Oh wait, they're low life because of this Caustic Bronco absolutely costing them. That's crazy. So I ping them again. Play here. And then I go for the throat on this. And then I go to combat and I attack 3. And I guess I should just play my land. And then worst case scenario, I can always cycle just Kaervek. Bronco obviously not really able to attack. The board wipe doesn't necessarily work. That's fine. Ooh, Preacher in the yard. Second Preacher in play. Okay. Well, I don't necessarily want to activate the Gecko. Huh. They have to block. At least I feel like they would have to block here. So I'm definitely going to force these through. Non-combat damage, I believe. So might try to keep this Bronco around, but I'm not sold that that works that well. Wait. Yeah. Sweet. So we get 1 creature off the board. That's kind of our goal. Kind of force them not to be able to hold back and protect with a wall. If this attacks, we do nothing because it makes just a 1/1. Third Glissa. If I was just mono red, Glissa's pretty sick. At least Glissa's sick in general. Don't you do it, dude. Sheoldred. Opting to go for the goose. Hired Claw. Hired Claw's good. I'm going to activate. Actually, doesn't quite get me there. Huh. Yeah, if the crime doesn't matter, I hired Claw then. Beat them for 4, down to 3. Very sick, by the way. And then we play this, so now this will enter as a 4/4. And then 3 damage gets it done. So we attack. Oh, wait, what? Am I tripping? Wait! Hold on, chat. I didn't even know how my own card worked. Whenever you attack with 1 or more, it doesn't have to count as self. I would have done that so much faster. I'm so sorry, opponent. Oh, normally Hired Claw is always the lizard that's attacking, right? So I never think about it being like, oh, it cares about them all. If that was the case, I would have slammed this thing, just attacked immediately if I knew that. Because I knew it was going to be 8 damage with that. But either way, if it didn't work that way, and this was any other lizard, you saw, well, I guess I wouldn't have Kaervek in play, but that doesn't matter. If it was any other lizard, that would have shot, and then one of these would have got through. So we were perfectly fine. What happened? Opponent goes first. Pretty solid hand. I love Burning Tree Emissary. Burning Tree Emissary. The lizard and a king. Evolve Sleepers, sure. Play the Slasher. The hash slinging. The hash ringing. The hash slinging Slasher. No. Opponent. No. Stop it. Opponent hates me, bro. That's the. I think I opt for a go for the throw here, or opt for like anything else. We play land, we pass. Obviously, we could play this and start discarding some cards at some point, but I think I would like them to maybe pump this Evolve Sleeper and then I remove it. It's just, I guess, on 3 mana, like I can just always go for the throw with the next creature as well, right? So like, it's not like they play Sheoldred and I pay 2 or something. I can then just remove this Preacher that they cast. I play too much Magic, bro. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. I guess just play this. In turn, they'll try to go to combat, and I will smite that thing down. Boom. Got another one? Or now is it Sheoldred gameplay? Oh, it's Liliana gameplay. That's tough. So mono black, I probably just let Cavern go and actually opt for the colored mana instead.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Ooh, man. Do I play here and just keep the land in hand? I think the answer is probably yes. Force a discard. I guess I can let a Gecko go, right? Like, I'm not that opposed to doing whatever, but they probably minus here. Especially if I keep the 3 cards in hand. I think they're more likely to minus on my Thought-Stalker. They plus?
Drop it.
Oh my god. Like, this thing can't stop me. Or they have removal. I'm gonna opt to let... How many lands do I have in here? I have 1... I'll let that go. I played 24. It's very possible I find another where they put a creature in my way. And if there's a creature to have in the way, it's that one, because that one's pretty good. Now I can play this. I can attack, go face here. If this is a land, this is great. It's so close. This actually works out kind of well for me in a way. Because I'd rather them either get one or the other. When they get to activate both, it's so much worse. Like, Liliana's obviously here. It's good. The Fireglass Mentor is definitely the dangerous creature here. But I'm not blocking this creature. They go for the Throat It. They attack me. They'll draw a card, which could or could not be useful. Now, plus the Lily here. And we'll just have to kind of see what happens from there. Oh, they minus. Okay.
One of your friends has to leave.
Guess the menace creature is a little bit better. Go to combat. Attack face. Like, I mean, I know my objective, chat. I'm just gonna go empty-handed here. Like, I understand these could be bigger, but I think going empty-handed against a Liliana on the play is significantly better. And now I play these out. We're 15 even. Tough. I kind of should have used that to ping myself. They play a Sheoldred? Oh man, that is tough, chat. That is tough.
I've always hated crap.
If they attack, I get their Lily off the board, so they opt not to. Okay. I can still get Lily off the board, like, either way, right? But we play this. This will get larger. Now I go double here. And now they have to, like, block 1, and I get the Lily gone. Which might then kind of entice them to attack me.
I'm not interested in dying today.
Scales is good, but not right here. I can promise you that. There we go. Now it's like this weird game where they could definitely attack me. This will just draw, which will not lose a life. It'll actually gain 2. And I'm on no block duty here. I understand that there's a Sheoldred staring me right in the eyeball, but I can't really do anything about it. Most draws are fine. Land obviously bad. I think I'm just going to end up losing this game here. The Sheoldred draw and the second Preacher draw is really good. I guess I should have just let the other creature happen. Yeah, it's gotta go. Just can attack through the Sheoldred. Land draw might be it, chat. Land draw just might be it. Okay, we might be fine. Guess this guy. Play this guy. Play here. I can now block the Preacher, I guess, if I want, but I don't really want to. It's like a weird thing where, like, call the bluff. You have it or you don't. You have something to answer my board or you don't. Here. It's like one card draw, you know? That's all I got. That. Take 2. Yeah, I mean, it's... Play here. Do this. See if I can't find like a go for the throat or something. Yeah, they end up getting it. And you got it, opponent. It is what it is. I think like we had a good chance to win there. Maybe my hand just like wasn't aggressive enough, or I personally wasn't aggressive enough. Maybe I'm just supposed to play the 2-drop and then play the land and let them get my last card. But I could have played it wrong. I'm not scared to admit it. Go first. I mean, I just talked about having a more aggressive hand. This is definitely it, if I ever saw it. Play this into the claw, of course. Not really a whole lot more outside of that. Play it. Hopefully there's not removal. Even if there is, we do have a second good play. Yep. So now we just opt to play the Gev. Of course. I still think I play Gev. Causes damage. They try to remove it. They already used to cut down. Could be a go for the throw, but it'll take like their kind of their entire turn. Don't cast, so like sure they verse you, so now the damage is whatever. Guess it doesn't do anything anyway, right? So I should just play land and then offspring this. Now if I have like 2 attackers if they put nothing in front of me, but Preacher's probably likely. Or they're just removal dot deck, dude. You good? You alright, opponent? I get it, but like let's relax, okay? At least my 1/1's likely to hit. Even if it doesn't, like I still get these that are pretty solid. I can play this land, but I think I kind of want to just sit on it. Let's attack. I don't think there's ever a block scenario coming. And now I get to look at their hand. I don't know if they've missed land drop, but I'm going to take a gander myself. Sure. So now that we know, we just keep the land in hand, even though I think Lily comes in minuses.
Enough with
Good plus, but I think it minuses. Yeah. I'll let this go. Keep my menace creature.
Haven't you ever heard
They'll hit me for 1, not looking to block because they can't block, obviously. Now we'll just take out Liliana. And this still just forces them to discard, so it doesn't really matter.
fun when they hit back?
I don't have to target them. And it's not a... Oh, good card. Let's see what they hit. At some point, they're going to hit land, so I was going to say. Now, Mirix is technically a creature producer, but... I say, well, we hit a spell before them, and there's no real reason for us to hold cards in hand, at least in my opinion. Mirix is what the holdup is here. Maybe giving our card a read. Now these will attack and hit for 5, because this, I've recently learned. You know what I just realized? I didn't realize this is a 1/1 counter. Isn't that crazy? Dude, I've been playing this card all wrong, bro. It's only once a turn, so you can't do it infinitely, like I said, I think, on 1 turn. But it's also just like, right here, just a free way to put a counter on something. Now I move to combat. I don't know if they have something. They make a second Mirix token, which is a play, I guess. Hang, and now we activate here. So you get it a little bit larger. And I think I just hold this cut down. Maybe force him to deep cavern bat me again. Like options to this. Sure. This token's not necessarily doing their best impression to win this game. We get the bat gone. We get our creature back. Could argue I was supposed to play it, but I've been scarred by Gix's command in general. But they realized that my Menace creatures are going to be super strong. And there, we'd played this creature. We'd activate the ability, discarding our Cavern and drawing a new card. So it's very interesting. These cut downs could definitely save us here. We'll see. This can also find us lands to make sure we're hitting them for Sheoldred. If I see this, I normally immediately think bunnies, but we're going to go ahead and play our Vinelasher. Just play on curve here. I don't want to show them the Cavern and just name Lizard and kind of be like, no, all the surprise is gone. But Lightning Helix. Oh my god, is this Domain? Definitely feels like Domain. So let's play Lizard, and let's just be mana efficient here. Main gamers, what will you do with them? What you couldn't do without them. Either way, I guess if this Mentor hits, it activates itself, right? So I don't even have to like go crazy. Another Surveil land. It does. Maybe it's another Lightning Helix. Yeah, my bad, dude. I didn't expect you to have that many of them. And I missed a land drop. No worries. Oh boy. Here we go. There's another Surveil land. These cut downs seeming worse and worse. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. There's a Sunfall. I think it's I think they're secretly Domain. All right, land. Finally get a land to happen here, and a damage to finally get through. They're at 25, so I'm only horrified. But now we can look and maybe take their best card. This is uncounterable. Maybe they'll Lightning Helix me again. I have no idea. Sure, Leyline Binding. I'll take the 2-for-1. That's fantastic for me. So these are all lands in hand. I'm pretty sure I can decline to search. They have Mizzet Supreme at 5. They don't have a blue or a black mana. So I will take the only card that I think is technically playable here. Especially considering they need multiple sources of mana to make this work. At least they're playing like the cool version of the deck, at least in my opinion. It's not the kind of typical version. So basically what happens is these give all their instants of sorceries in their graveyard jumpstart, so they're able to discard cards in addition to paying their other costs to get these in play. So pretty cool. We might just win off the merit of the fact that they have nothing, but I have a ton of life to get through, and this has to do it as well. I guess Leyline Binding now makes sense because I probably would have just taken Leyline Binding having seen that now. Combat. Attack. Sure. I could play this Hired Claw and put a counter on it, but I think I kind of want to opt for another Thought-Stalker here. Make it as awkward as possible. Ill-Time Explosion. Please get away. Another land would be devastating here, at least for us. Okay, I should have specified. My bad. Vinelasher triggering here. I'll just play this, and I'll kind of pump it. A Go for the Throat would be great, but this is hexproof from monocolored, so it actually wouldn't be great. It wouldn't work. We basically have to dodge a blue and a black land. That's one piece of the puzzle for them, opponent. I can show you the other piece if you'd like. I think Sheoldred is just a better card to play here. Attack, ping. Now, obviously, they could wipe the board, but I think with what the possibility that they could have in their deck and what they could draw, I think I have to play a Sheoldred and hope they hit another whiff. They don't fetch, looking for another land, and they miss, and we win. I think that deck... Listen, I respect my opponent for playing this. At least this version. Domain... After seeing it for like 3 years, I'm kind of just sick of seeing Domain in general. But if you're going to play the Niv Mizzet version, that's really baller. But also, that is hard to cast. Like, you'd think the Surveillance would help, but like they have to play so many white sources here because like You have Sunfall in the deck, so you have to have 2 white. You have Lightning Helix, so red, white early is good. You have make your own luck, so blue and green is important. Both colors not involved here, and then Ill-Time Explosion. So they had like all these other cards, and we end up getting there. So interesting, but very cool at the same time. So we'll take that win and we'll call it there. All right, team. Well, we played it, we tried it. And I'm not that opposed to it. I've changed my mind on this card because, again, I have not read cards perfectly well. It's kind of, I probably obviously need to be a little bit better at that myself. I don't think it ever came up to where like activating this made a ton of sense over playing something else in my hand or holding up something else in my hand until that point. So I don't know if I necessarily missed any value per se, but I definitely didn't realize that in cases of like, if I did invest a counter on this, am I able to use a counter later to help dodge a cut down, for example, where my opponent tries to remove it during combat after we maybe have already done damage and then activate it. So there could definitely be a chance I've missed this, but I also played 2 in my first version and I played 3 here because I wanted to opt for kind of the same kind of deck. I thinned out the Gixes like I've said, and I trimmed down on one card. I don't remember what card. Maybe it was the Scales. I still wanted to play Scales to be aggressive, but I think playing this card was pretty sweet. It's a good top end with Sheoldred that can definitely win the game out of nowhere. I'm not entirely sure if it's needed in this kind of deck. Maybe another value card that fits in kind of the lower area. Maybe like just stocking up on Gopher Throat or playing different type of removal other than Gopher Throat, like a Bitter Triumph or something in this spot instead. But I mean, playing this card was very cool. I enjoyed playing it. I thought it was pretty dope, especially whenever it taught me that I'm an idiot with how this card works, and I sat there and stared at my screen for 5 minutes trying to figure out how to make sure I had lethal, and I had it the whole time. But other than that, it is what it is. The final note that I'll kind of send you off with is that we did cut the 3-tree Gaia Cradle land. I just felt like it wasn't necessarily that worth it. I think the amount of temporary lockdowns, board wipes, and etc. are going to make that card just a liability more than a good kind of spell here for us whenever we have all this going on. Because realistically, if we have 4 creatures in play, we're probably winning that game, or we're just 1 turn away from our opponent sunfalling us and we're not winning it. So it is what it is. But outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed. I definitely have fun playing Lizards. It was kind of fun to replay it again after we kind of experimented with the format for a while, and we kind of got a break from this deck just to see how well it would work with Ojer in here. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.